information center of Ethiopian Jews, and this organization deals with the Ethiopian kids, and their goal is to attend those children who drop out of boarding school or school, and the kids who wandering here around the bus station came here and get help from this center.
And you say Thursdays there's a large crowd here?
Yeah.
Because the students are coming from boarding school?
From boarding school,
yeah.
And the children who have to go visit their family,
yeah.
They go through this bus station.
Okay.
And many kids, they stay here in order to spend their time with videos, with disco center here in the area of Tel Aviv. And this organization helps these children who came here and sleep here in the bus station, and try to help them to go back to their family and to their schools.
And does this organization need more funding for programs?
To my opinion, yes, but you should ask
Okay. Please. Yeah, tell us who you are and what you're studying.
From Ethiopia.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a village. Their name is Saramle. There was a lot of Jewish people.
Which province?
Again?
Which province were you in? Gondor?
Gondar.
Okay.
And I come from Operation Moses.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, Kerry.
Naimod. Yitzhak.
Yitzhak, Akim, how are you?
We're interviewing everybody. Ladies first.
And
So you've been here since 1991? Or 84?
No,
84?
84.
84. Operation Moses.
Yeah.
You must have been that tall.
Again?
You were that tall?
Yeah, I was
8 months or 8 years?
8 years old.
8 years old.
When I came here,
So you were too big for the Inkalba?
again,
What's the name to carry
Ah,
Inkalba? Inkalba?
כן, אנקלמה. You and אנקלמה. אנקלמה number 3.
You were too big for that.
yeah. Now my parents live in Hamlet.
Okay.
I study here council in A.
You're going for your master's degree?
Yeah,
In which studies?
council.
Counseling?
In education department.
Education.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're a student at the University of Haifa?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
And you're getting married soon?
Yeah, I will.
Who's the groom?
My boyfriend Shlomo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you make a handsome couple, we'll say. Well, you'll be sure to invite me to the wedding, right?
Of course.
And next, Smola to the left.
I am Rachel.
Rachel?
I come to Israel in 99.
1991?
99.
1988.
88. Okay. 10 years.
10 years.
I will come and
She came with her big brother.
only my parents.
Mm-hmm.
I study in Yaminov
Lemonade?
High School. Yaminov. I learn in the occupational therapy.
I'm sorry.
occupational therapy.
Occupational therapy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I finished
She has finished her degree,
Okay.
her first degree.
I
And,
did start. No. My parents live in Nashville.
Ashdod. Yeah. Rachel, your last name is Yeshem Shal Mishpacha?
Baruch. Baruch.
Baruch? Okay. Well, it's very nice to meet you. Are you getting married to anybody here?
he is, Menachem is Rahel's boyfriend.
Okay, well, I'm moving again left, smaller.
Okay, my name is Menachem Sanbatu. I came also from Ethiopia before 13 years ago.
Okay.
In 1984 years in Operation Moses.
Okay.
I come from the Sudan desert.
Did you walk through the desert?
Yeah, Sudan desert. And here in Israel, when I arrived in Israel, I studied in Ulpan. After that, I continued to learn in yeshiva.
Yeshiva?
Yeah. No,
Okay. Go ahead.
in yeshiva. After that, I came to university. And now I finished first degree in education,
Okay.
and I continue to learn political science.
Very much.
Will you become an ambassador or what? Or a member of the Knesset?
Dr. Shagir or
Maybe yes.
Maybe yes,
Yeah.
to both. Okay, an ambassador and a member of the Knesset. Okay. Well, good. And your family name again?
My family, my family,
The Shem Shal Mishpacha.
Sanbatu.
Sanbatu?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
And by the way, Menachem is the head of the Ethiopian Students Organization.
Okay, so
And he's
that,
one of the leaders in our community.
would you mind sharing that with us again?
Okay.
Menachem is...
Menachem is the Ethiopian Students Organization.
Okay.
in
Is that
the
from
chief-
all of the universities?
all of the students?
Okay.
Yeah. And he also so involved in our community.
Okay.
And he is one of Ethiopia's leaders in Israel.
Mhm.
And he devoted most of his time by helping the Ethiopian community here around the Haifa city.
Mhm.
And also he helps the students here in our university,
Mhm.
the University of Haifa. And I expect that Menachem, he will lead this community to a good future. Also, you see all of these students, guys, we are working with him and he work with us. And together we want to advance our community.
May I ask the ages of the gentlemen? I won't ask the ladies. Ben Kama Ata,
I'm 26 years old.
26?
Yeah.
Okay. And Menachem, you are Ben Kama Ata,
I?
26?
Yeah.
Same? Okay.
Yes,
And moving right along, ladies first.
My name is Rahel
Rachel? Okay. And the Shem Shal Mishpacha?
Solomon.
Solomon. Okay.
My family live in Handicrafts. And I come to Israel in 1991.
91. Okay.
I come to study University of Haifa.
What do you study there? Sorry?
She's in a pre-academic
okay.
study.
Okay. What, is this gentleman to your left someone you should know? This gentleman here. Is a friend of yours?
A friend.
Okay.
And he was
Hello, Naimod.
My name is Akiva.
Akiva.
Akiva Mengistu.
Mengistu.
Yeah.
Okay.
I came from Ethiopia 30 years ago.
So
13 years ago.
13 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Result Sudan, of course.
Okay.
So I also studied psychology and human services like Shlomo. And I finished my study for BA.
Okay.
And now I take rest,
Okay.
you know, to slow,
Mhm.
so you know, to first of all to take some rests for me
Mhm.
after the army and high schools in the
You've completed the military service?
yeah, of course, I do. So next year I mean to continue my for master.
And which discipline?
I think I will take I'll study consult of organization in the psychology, the department of psychology.
Psychology?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I'm working in the Ministry of Education
Okay.
with Ethiopian youngers
Oh yeah. Okay.
in high schools. And I mean this year with my friends to change some things, you know, the Ethiopian youngest problems,
Mm-hmm.
especially in high schools.
The problems of the students dropping out of school?
Yeah, in high school.
Okay. What is the government trying to do to reduce the problem?
Not much, but you know,
Is that because of limited budgets?
maybe. But I think it's our community is not doing more, you know, to struggle with problems with the government. Maybe I think that our younger, especially the Ethiopian students who is studying all the university in Israel, maybe step by step we need to change and to struggle in order to change the education, the Ethiopian education.
Is it a matter of political determination, enough votes?
I think a bunch of together.
Okay, so just plain politics, it's a small group of voters, it means, since Ethiopians are a small group of voters, does that mean they get a small amount
I think
of the
yeah.
budget?
I think because the Ethiopian community is a little group.
Mhm. There's been some discussion in the American Jewish newspapers about the Ethiopian students being tracked toward occupational programs as opposed to college entrance programs. Is that fair or unfair criticism? Does the question make sense?
I think it's not fair exactly
Okay.
because the Ethiopian is people, I mean the younger,
Mhm.
they can still their ability
Mhm.
and to study like other Israeli students.
Mhm.
So I don't think it's fair for the Ethiopian youngest.
Okay. Maybe
Maybe I just had I didn't understand your questions.
maybe you can help with the question.
באמריקה באמריקה כתוב שהבריטיאנות זאת אומרת מפגינים שהם תקציב לממשלה እና ደግሞ ከስራሽን አለመዋለሽ እና ይህን ቴርኮስች ነው ወይስ አይደለም ነገር
It's a good question, first of all. I think, first of all, there is no money for the Ethiopian community. If there is money, I don't think it's the Ethiopian community gets immediately. They don't know how to arrive to the money.
Okay, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but we would say they haven't learned how to work the system. Is that fair?
הם עובדים לטובת המערכת.
The Ethiopian people or all the governments.
Well, I guess I should ask you the question and let you answer. Sorry. Do you feel that the system, the bureaucrats, the government, do you feel that the system tries to learn what the needs of the Ethiopian community is and then deal with those needs, or do they decide what the needs are and then apply their own solutions? Do they consult you? Do they inquire about your needs, or do they just say, here's what we're going to do? Is the question?
Let me translate. Maybe also as a student. מה שהוא אומר בעצם, האם הממשלה, האם הממשלה משקיעה מספיק בצרכים החיוניים של הקהילה, או שסתם הממשלה היא מנצלת את הקהילה? זאת השאלה. אז אתה בתור עובד משרד החינוך, תגיד לו, האם הממשלה באמת, תגיד לו, אני בתור עובד משרד החינוך, הממשלה היא עוזרת או לא עוזרת?
I understand the question from the Shalomo, but I told you a minute ago that I'm working in the Minister of Education.
Okay.
I know the Minister of Education or the government. They do many things for the Ethiopian community, especially for the education, but it's not enough. It's not enough because maybe it is one of our problems that we cannot how to demand.
So,
that.
Are you too soft-spoken?
Huh?
Too quiet?
No, I don't think to answer in that.
Well, maybe one of the problem, our problem is first of all because of our language, the Hebrew language. We don't know exactly how to speak English, we don't know exactly the bureaucracies.
Okay.
So I know the government do enough, doing many things like many kind of projects in high schools, but I think it's not enough. It's not enough.
I think Ricky and Menachem, they are so opposed what Akiva said, because they think the government doesn't do enough.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get some balanced viewpoints here. Please.
I just working in connection between families and the children that learn in boarding school, and I see what's wrong with people in high schools there. So I think that the schools didn't enough for Ethiopian people. They are not care about them. It means that the Ethiopians people learn in level graduate. It means they didn't learn
for matriculation. They don't learn for matriculation.
And our parents, they don't know what going here. So they didn't know what's wrong with their children, and they didn't objecting about
Complain?
No complaint.
They did not complain?
yeah. So then
The managers.
the managers did everything that they want with these people, Ethiopian people. They use them for their needs. It means they say because
They exploit the children.
they exploit the children and
I want to help the Rivka. Okay, Akiba said that the government does enough for the Ethiopian children, for the Ethiopian community. I don't think the government do enough, because if the government divide money for many organizations who work with the Ethiopian community, but the government doesn't check if this organization use in the right way with the budgets that they got from the government. So I think many organizations exploited and use it in the Ethiopian community. They raise funds for the Ethiopian community, but that money doesn't reach it to his destination. So that's the problem.
Was there a donation of money for computers for Ethiopians at the University of Haifa? Did you ever receive the computers?
No.
we didn't. It's so funny, because
how could they explain that they didn't do it?
The lottery organization, they contributed $1,000 for the Ethiopian. $100,000 for the Ethiopian students in Haifa University. But unfortunately, this money didn't arrive to the students. It means the university received the money, but the students didn't see the money till now. So we are so upset of that, and we also had a meeting with the dean of the students, and we warned the dean of the students if the university not divided the money which comes from this organization will go to struggle with the authorities of the universities. And Menahem is one of the leaders who lead this struggle.
Who is the donor of the money? Who made the $100,000 contribution?
The Lotteries organization.
The Israeli
Rotary.
The Rotary Club of Israel?
Of
Or the
Israel.
Rotary Club from overseas?
No, Rotary.
Israel Rotary.
Israel
Do they know?
I think they know now.
But not
Because
the-
we went to a newspaper.
Did
and
an article get published?
Yeah.
I'd like to see a copy of that article. Very good. Let me turn here for some, literally for some balance. Menachem, you look like you're deep in thought. What would you care to say and share with our viewers back in Minnesota?
And you ask
What issues would you like to address? Any comments to the question?
I think the system in Israel take of advantage Ethiopian people.
Okay.
Because I believe many organizations involved to support the Ethiopian people money. Yes? But the money is not arrive us. Why I say that? Because when I think about the education, children education, I see nothing. Because 2,000 children today not learning in school.
Okay, meaning they dropped out of school? 2,000 have dropped out.
2,000.
What age group?
80, 30, 40, 60, 50, 80. Yeah, they around in stations.
Slita, are the 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds dropping out?
Yeah.
Dropping out of what? Any younger dropping out? What's the youngest age you've seen drop out of school?
Between 13 and 20 years old, I think.
Between 13, 8 years of age and 20 years of age.
Yeah.
You think there's a total of about 2,000 Ethiopian youth who have walked from school?
I think I want to add something because I too working in Ministry of Education.
Okay.
So I think the reason that these students, these children or these youngers, they stopped to be to learn in high school because maybe the Israeli society they don't receive them. So
Is that the which society?
the Israeli society,
Israeli society.
I mean the high schools who's the director of man, the directors of the high schools, they don't understand, or maybe they don't know the culture, the Ethiopian culture. So this, I think, the Israeli society is understanding this problem, and when the Ethiopian youngers see that the Israeli society doesn't receive them, so they have no choice. So they start to out from the high schools, and they start to stall, and they start to go to the to dancing in the outside, and they are going to street. Yeah. So
for entertainment or for.
So our parents, our family, they don't understand what's going with their children.
Okay.
They can become to be like children. The children become, like family. So they are they.
All right. Now we have a group discussion. This is like a television panel. So who has something they'd like to say? Rafael?
In any language?
Yeah. Say as much as you can in English, but if you have to, just finish it up in Hebrew. Yeah, that's okay. Maybe if they want to, they could speak in Hebrew, and then you help with English. Okay. Okay. Please.
You ask a lot of questions about education here, and, about our adjusted here, and I want to say that we didn't adjust it very good. And we have a lot of problems here, and we know that American people give us a lot of money for education and for our study, academic study, and not invest the money to Ethiopian people and the students. We are we have a temple about that, and I want to say for all people that care about that I want to thank them, and I want to say that we are sorry that we are not received the all money. I think that they already give us some money, but not the all money. And I hope that it will be changed.
I want to make clear. I want to make clear what Rivka said.
Yes.
Rivka said that the American Jews, and we know that the American Jews contributed for the Ethiopian Jews, and we know that most of the money comes from the Jews from the United States. And she said that we are appreciate the American Jews, our brothers and friends. But she said, unfortunately, the money that the American Jews send to Ethiopian community doesn't arrive in its destination. It means to the Ethiopian community directly.
Okay. That's very important to know. Let me ask a question that has to do with Israeli society, and then tell me if it particularly impacts Ethiopian Jewish society in Israel. I'll ask the question, and then maybe you can help interpret the question. I read in the newspaper in the Jerusalem Post about 2 years ago that a young Israeli student took a rope and hanged himself because his school friends taunted him because he was too poor and his parents were too poor to pay for school books or lab fees or field trips or something that the parents had to pay for. He was not Ethiopian, but he couldn't stand the ridicule, and so he took his own life. And that was the first time that I knew that the free education here wasn't quite free. Tell me, first off, what is the requirement of a parent, even of the poorest means, of the lowest income level? What does the government expect even the poorest of the poor parents to pay for their children? And how has that impacted the Ethiopian community, where sometimes only one parent exists, sometimes there are no parents? Okay. Is the question clear?
This is very clear. First of all, instead of talking about the kids, because it is a very, very sensitive question, but I want to tell you a little about the Ethiopian students who are studying in the universities.
Okay.
For example, the Ethiopian students who study in the universities, the only income that comes from the Minister of Observation, which is 600 shekel a month.
600?
600 shekel.
Which is around $150.
Yeah.
About 4 to 1.
Out of this amount, we pay 480 shekel for dorms and almost 200 shekel for transport. And we don't have any money for the basic needs. It means foods, clothes, and study materials, and etc. So it is very hard to Ethiopian students to go to their family and asking them to help them financially. So most of the students they trying to work, but sometimes they don't find work. So it is a very big problem in our community. So if I go to the kids, when they go to school, the school demanded money for trip, for school materials.
You're talking about young children.
Young children.
Okay.
So when the kids come to their family and ask their parents to get their money, the parents, they don't have money to give the children. So these children be hurted because their parents don't want to give them money. They don't understand that their family, they don't have money. So this is young children. They don't think that their parents have no money. They think that their parents don't want to help them. So instead of understand these things, they go away from their parents. I mean, they leave their parents and they go to street because they think that their parents don't want to help their children. But it's not true. The parents want to help their children. They want to help their children, but they have no money. Even they have no money, enough money for food. You know, most of the Ethiopian community, they receive 2,000 shekel from the Minister of Insurance, from the insurance office. So out of this amount, they have to pay for apartment, for transport, and for food. It is not enough. Therefore,
2,000 shekels is about $500
$500
a month.
a month. So I can say, I can afford to myself say that this Ethiopian community who don't work, who don't have work, even they want to work, but they don't have work. So it makes so difficult to these older people to adjust to new society. As you know, in Ethiopia, we have the owner of our service, you know. We have fields, we grow up our catches. So here, you have to see every day in the hand of others. I mean, you don't independent, you know. You dependent on the system. So it is very hard to our community.
Do you know of cases where the children don't have money to do projects at school? Is that in your friends and neighbors? Are you aware of cases?
Of course.
Is this common or uncommon?
It's common.
Common. All right. What other issues should we know about, we in the North American Jewish community? What other issues are pressing or making life difficult here for you?
For us?
Yes.
I think the main problem of the Ethiopian community in Israel is a social problem and of course a financial problem. But I can put aside the financial problem. The very big difficulty is the social problem. You see, we came to the state of Israel to be a good citizen, to be a part of this country. So we want also be involved in the society. But I'm here 14 years in Israel. But I don't feel until now that I am involved with this society. You know, I don't have many Israeli friends. It is not only my problem, it is the problem of all my friends. You know, if we come to be here, a part of this country, and if we come here because we had a great dream to be in Jerusalem, which our parents, our families had dreamed about. I don't know if I tell you a little about my journey. which I did from Ethiopia to Sudan in order to come to this country, you don't imagine that I passed that things. But of course, I have a very high expectation from this country, from my people, from the Jewish people. But unfortunately, I didn't find this country as I expected. So I'm a little disappointed. But I'm so optimistic that if you work hard together, not only the Ethiopian community, also the Israelis, and the American Jews, and the European Jews, I think we can integrate into the Israeli society. I'm quite sure the projects that we started, the Ethiopian Students Organization, I think we are in the right direction. And if we go in this way, we will succeed to be a part of this society. Unfortunately, the Israeli society didn't accept with open hands the Israeli community. I don't know why. Maybe our cares affects Hebrews, but they didn't open to us. But I don't blame only the Israeli society. I also blame ourselves, the Ethiopian community. I think our leaders, Ethiopian leaders, are supposed to be leaders, they don't do enough in order to advance this community into Israeli society. Instead of that, they deal with politicians. That makes me so angry. Because integration is not politicians. Integration is to push these young children to advance in education and also in social issues.
I think that our parents, Ethiopian people, they are not now know the important things for to be integration with this culture and this population. It means that our parents sometimes there are not things that to learn or to study is important for their children. Because in Ethiopia, the important things is to be married and to have family, to work enough, and that's it. So here it's difficult for them to change our mind and to think like in this culture. So because that, I think that it seems that our parents didn't do enough for to be integration in this population. But I think that it is because the different view of our parents and this culture or population. I think so.
It may be of interest to you. In the United States, we had a similar problem 3 generations ago. My grandparents, of blessed memory, came from the shtetl in Europe, where they lived by themselves in small communities, and then all of a sudden they crossed the ocean, and here was America in the Industrial Revolution, and the parents were looked upon as old-fashioned and not with it. And so that, my parents' generation grew up thinking that, well, these people are from the old country, they don't know much. It was hard for them to help their sons and daughters compete with the people that were already in the United States. And then there was anti-Semitism and a long history of other things. So I'm not saying that it's any means identical, but that first generation, there is what we call a big disconnect. The knowledge base, the social structure, all those things are ripped upside down. I've got to imagine the men who are from Ethiopia who are 70 and 80 years old, they must have a terrible problem, I would imagine, adjusting. Am I correct that the youth no longer look up to the grandfathers as an authority figure or a respected source of wisdom? Is that fair to say?
Mm-hmm.
So they must feel terrible. What place do they have in society? Is that a problem?
Yeah, there are a lot of problems because they want to share on I don't know if I understand correctly the question.
מה ששאלנו?
איפה אנחנו עומדים?
כן.
We know about our culture, our parents' needs, or what is mean Ethiopian culture. And they have a lot of different from this culture, the Israeli culture. So we have a big problem because when in our parents, our behavior is like Ethiopian cultural behavior, and when we are out to Israelis, with the Israelis, we are change our behavior to be with the Israelis, So it is so difficult because I have one example.
Okay.
Here in Israel, you must be assertive. It means,
You must be assertive.
Yeah.
Okay.
To say everything that you want and.
At loud volume.
Mm-hmm.
With great noise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't give up. But in our culture, when a bigger of you say something, you must be say yes. Don't know. So is one example, but they have a lot of examples that examples for the difference of this
culture. Okay.
Yeah, we have a problem, but we try to,
Maybe we can also change this concept. For example, we talked about the Ethiopian problems. Maybe let us to ask you what's the big problem, the human problem is now what's going between Iraq and the United States. So what do you say about it?
Well,
I wanted to continue what Mr. started.
Yes.
I think we go to disappear.
Go to disappear.
Disappear. I think we go to disappear in 10 years and 15 years ago because now we don't.
Disappear, I mean to assimilate? Meaning to lose your identity? To lose your cultural heritage?
Exactly.
Okay.
The culture and the language.
Amharic?
One big problem now is because the younger not speak Amharic with the parents.
Okay. Do the youth no longer speak it because the elders do not teach them, or the youth rebel when the elders teach them?
לא. למה לא למדו אותם? בגלל שלא לימדו אותם, או שהם לא רוצים לדעת? אז אני חושב הם לא למדו
Because we come here in Israel and the younger want to
be
Israeli?
Israel, they want to be Israelis, right?
Yeah.
So it's not cool to learn Amharic?
And we look for
איך אומרים בעברית to be cool?
להיות גזעי. Yeah, I think what Martin said is a very right thing. He said that most of the kids who drop out the high school and wondering about the streets, these kids, 98, 5 and 1996, they want to be Israelis. Therefore, they abandon their original culture and their native language. Because by abandoning their culture, they want to be integrated into the Israeli society. It is wrong, but to their opinion, if they left their culture, their community, the Israeli society will accept these young children. Therefore, most of the kids, they forget their language. And also, the parents, they didn't do enough in order to teach their children's Amharic language. You see? Because
I think that זה לא נכון שהם לא מנסים.
let me finish and you agree with me.
Point, counterpoint.
Yeah. It's why? Because also most of the Ethiopian community came from Ethiopia. Most of them, they are not educated. Even they don't know how to write and read in Amharic language.
Yeah.
So if you don't know how to write and read a language, so it is very heavy, it's very difficult to you to teach your children. You see? Consequently, the children, they don't learn the Amharic language. But they understand what their parents say, but they can't communicate well with their... And Menachem added that most of the children, they are learning in boarding schools. So they separated away from their parents. So...
What is the reason for boarding school? Why are the Ethiopian children in boarding school?
It was because
it's politics.
Well, amplify, please.
Because of money. Because Ethiopian family doesn't. There is no money for the Ethiopian family. For the children.
I want to.
We'll give everybody a chance here.
Okay, he's right, but it's not really reason. Because why
Are these secular boarding schools or religious boarding schools? Dotis? Religious?
I want the Mafgan. The coalition, yeah, between the big party, the
Political parties in the Knesset?
and the Mafgan. Before we come here, before the government decide to take we here.
Okay, before the ingathering of the exiles, before the Aliyah,
Before the Aliyah,
there was a political decision?
Yes, it's correct.
And the political decision was what?
What the Ethiopian Ethiopian pupils, because they religion, therefore must the children go to learn in
Does she vote?
One religion and also
religion boardings
Okay.
and the borders is עליהם בעיה תקציבית. כמעט כל הישיבות נסגרו, כי לא היה להם כסף באותם.
Most of the boarding school almost be closed because they have not enough budget at the time. So they had Ethiopian.
They had new customers.
I want to add also, I think two reasons why the Ethiopian children they are going to high school, the religious school. I think the rabbi in the Israel who thinks that Ethiopian Jews, not all of them Jews are really Jews.
Okay.
So they want in order to be or keep becoming to Jews, they have to be in the religious schools. This is the reason.
Okay.
And the other reasons too is because of it's simple. The Ethiopian families they have no money. If I have had money for my children, instead of to send him to the high schools, I would like to send him to high schools. So I think this.
Are the parents terribly sad that their young children are off?
The reason why I got to learn in boarding is because it's a play, a political play.
That's of course.
If תגידו, אם הרב להשקיע את הכסף באמת בחינוך, היו נותנים לזה דרך הבית ספר גם במקום דרך הפנימיות.
If the government wanted to invest in education issues to our community, they would give the money to the families instead of give the money to the boarding schools. So that is a political issue because the religious party in our government, they want to give money for their boarding schools because there are people there. And of course, most of the people who work with our community, they get a high salary for their workers. I want to add something. I think I want to make it because Menachem says the political issues, and Akiva says that, and Ricky says that because the Ethiopians come into the family. I think it is correct. In 1984 and 1985, when the Ethiopian community arrived to Israel through Sudan, most of the young children, they left their family in Ethiopia. So, in some time, at that time, the government, they couldn't do with this community because they have no family, they have no parents, so what to do? So they send them to the boarding school to find shelters for these kids. That's one reason. Mm-hmm. But if we ask today why they still send their children to the boarding school, the answer is what the Menachem and Akiva answer. Because of the problem with the budget, because of the political issues, etc. But the first time was necessary. The first time was to be shelters for this.
How many youth, high school age youth or younger, have dropped out of school, are on the streets, for example, hanging around the bus station or other similar places? Is it 100 or is it 1,200? I've heard different.
We cannot say correctly, but
what's your best guess?
I think the best guess is between 2,000
2,000.
and 3,000.
2 to 3,000 is your guess. I'd like to go ask each one of you what you think the number is, please.
Even more.
Okay. And Shlomo, what do you think?
According to present information which I get from the Israeli Association for Ethiopian Jews,
Yeah.
there are 2,000 Ethiopian students who drop out from high school and boarding school.
Okay.
That's the information that I had right now.
Will we go around the room? 2,000. Okay.
It's more than 2,000.
More than 2,000?
500.
And or more? Okay. What can your group do if you had the monetary resources, and how much do you need in terms of monetary resources, funding, KESA? How much do you need, and what could you do with it to deal with this problem? Tell us about that.
אוקיי, אם אני תורם לכם סכום כסף די נכבד, על מה שתעשו מחקר, אתם כסטודנטים, ואתם חושבים כמה זה ייקח, זאת אומרת, האם אתם תעשו פה וגם כמה כסף זה... כן.
האמת, אני התחלתי לעשות
מחקר מקיף של כל הארץ.
אוקיי, ניסו להכין אותה דוקטור. בסוף לא הלכתי בעיה של תקציב. אני לא יכולתי. אבל אפשר לעשות את זה, בוא נגיד, בחצי שנה או במהלך שנה.
Menachem say that he started to make big research, but with one doctor in Haifa University, but they have no budget to make such research, and it is so complicated to make such research. But he said if I work with some students, 2 or 10 students, so maybe we can succeed to make such research. But he said it is very complicated to make such research.
Are there other approaches that you can take besides the research? What about an outreach program?
Outreach program?
Yeah. Have you put together any grant applications?
No, I don't do nothing. No, I don't do nothing because he is ספר על הפרויקט שלך, האם זה טוב, האם זה יכול לעזור להפיק על את הבעיות מוכנים. זה פרויקט שלנו.
I think nearly getting the opposite. I got me
Okay, you want me to translate? Okay. Our project, which is an educational project, was built by us.
אנחנו נתקלנו בבעיות האלה. היה לנו את הבעיות האלה.
We had such problems when we were kids, educational problems, and also the things that we're talking about, the dropout children.
עכשיו, הפרויקט הזה נבנה בצורה כזאת שכל הטעויות שנעשו עד היום, שהממסד לא חשב עליהן ולא ידע איך לעבוד, אז אנחנו באים ובונים את הדרך שהיא יותר טובה ממה שהממסד הזה.
Our project is so different than other projects because we went through experience in such problems. And of course, we come from this community, and we know exactly the problems. And we are the experts of our community, not the ones who are supposed to be the experts of our community. And he said there are many Israelis who want to be the experts of our community. But he said, unfortunately, the government believed them, not to us. So he said, now we know and we are aware of that things, and we want to be experts of our community, and we want to solve our problems by ourselves. Therefore, we built that project to help our community.
Tell us about the project.
Uh,
Are all of you involved?
Me and I and the Menachem wrote this project.
Okay.
But all the students in Haifa University, they know about this project because we updated the students about our project, what we did during this couple of this 6 months, and they also expected that this project taking place, and this project is of course has two benefits. One, to help the children who drop out the high school and schools and morning schools. Second, it will benefit the students also, because as we said before, the students have financial problems. Okay, and I know that there are students who want to work, but they don't find work.
Okay.
And we thought that if we build this project, educational project, to help our brothers, because we are the experts in our community, and because we know this problem, we will benefit the both sides. Ourselves, because the students who go to the community center and help their children, their families, Ethiopian communities, okay, they will get grants, they will get, they will be paid for their activities. And the second hand, we help our community. We feel that we do the right things. We not regret in the future, because he said before he said the history will judge us if you don't do enough for our community. And therefore, we have to invest our power to help our community. Not always to complain that the system don't do enough. I think we have to do enough for our community.
So let me rephrase it for our listeners. Tell me if I've got this right. You feel because you've gone through these struggles yourselves that you're best acquainted with the problems and the solutions. And you and your colleagues and your younger colleagues could become mentors and coaches and advisors to the youth that are at risk, and you would take money from this grant to pay students at the University of Haifa, Ethiopian Jews like yourself who have been through the system and understand the problems. You would pay them to do the work. They'd be a role model for the youth, and at the same time they'd make some income. So everybody wins. Badiuk?
Okay, Menachem want to say what the specialist of this project. He works one time in Hazot Asaf Observation Center here in the area of Haifa. The children, the young children who are living in this observation center, they go to learn schools around the Haifa area.
כל היום משתוררים אין מי שיארגן אותם. עכשיו, אלה כשאין להם דיור סביבתי אחרי צהריים, כמו בשער המחוב, מתנת ודברים כאלה, אחר כך אי אפשר להכין את הפער הלאומי.
When the young children come back from the school, they come to their apartment and they eat their lunch, and they don't have any place to go, and they don't have any brothers or sisters who come to help them in their homework. So they have no system, and therefore they go outside and they wander about the street. I mean, in their areas. So the specialty of this project is to go their families and to be the model, to be as a big brother. You see, I came to Israel in 1984. I was 13 years old. I had the same problems as you. So, you see me, I arrived to high institution. I studied in university. And it is a very good example to these young children. And when they see me, their mind will be changed, because they have self-esteem.
Do you all agree with that assessment?
Yeah.
Of course, the moral of the ego is the some of the examples correct because this is what they need, the children. Because if I arrive to university and if I finish my degree in psychology or whatever, so I want the other guy like me. I want that he believe also that his ability, that he is like me, that he can do what I am doing, like every guy is right there.
So you'd be a role model, a real example of what can be done.
Okay. I want to also add what Akiva said. I think the problem of the system is they think the Ethiopian community problem is in learning study, in learning issue. No, I think the main problem is social problem, psychological problems. It means the children, they see their parents, they don't help them in the homework, you see? And they see their friends, Israeli friends, they get help from their families. Their families come to school and they see how they're learning. But the Ethiopian family, the Ethiopian parents, they don't used to go to school and see how the children learn.
So they almost
Therefore, they have a very low esteem, self-esteem.
Could you include in your program the helping to form a parent-teacher organization to help involve older Ethiopians into this program? Would they be receptive to that request for help?
Of course. The idea of this project is not only to go to children's, you see, also to involve their parents and to make communication between the children and their parents. You see? So the specialist in this project is that we go to families' apartment, to see what the children are learning from their parents, how they communicate with their families. If the parents don't have any clue about the education system, and we want to know them to understanding what the education system means, how they can get help when they need. And I think, and I saw when I went to visit the families here around Haifa, I see that they wanted the students to come to them and help them. Because today they have no choice. They need help. And I think we are ready to help them.
Akiva, did you have some thoughts on how easy or difficult it would be to get the parents involved?
I think it's exactly what I am doing now in my work in the education.
Okay.
I think sometimes the parents from our families, they give the responsibility to the constitution, to high schools
To the establishment.
They give the responsibility to study students because they think the Israeli society they can give a good education to the Ethiopian children. So it's mistake because the education.
Are the parents too trusting of the system? Is that
Because
they just assume the authorities will do a good job?
I think the government
because I think it's a big mistake because first of all education starts first of all in the home, at the home. So if we can start with, if we can, I mean the younger, the students, go to the parents and to explain them, to give them, like again to them, the respect, I mean, the status of to be family, to be parents, here in Israel, no. So we must to go back to our parents and to give them the power. You must to get make decision. Not only the directors of high schools. So you have to take decisions about your education, about the children. So now I talk and take many parents and take the directors of the high schools and also counselors, and I explain them how to be involved about in the education in the high schools, and they must show to the children that they care, that they are also have a responsibility, except high schools. So I think it's the good idea, the best ways to go to the parents and to explain them how to enroll in the high schools.
The hour is getting late, and I think I'm close to running out of tape. So I want to give everybody just a final minute, each one of you, to say something that maybe you forgot to say so far, or emphasize something that you might want to emphasize. Any final darash, דברים?
אתם רוצים משהו שאתם רוצים להרגיש אותו, אתם רוצים להרגיש שאתם אותו, זה גם כי הוא לזכות התמיד.
Maybe
Okay,
can
sir?
I say add something? I think it's good to learn or to teach the children computer. I mean, because computer is in this world, it's very developed. So I think sometimes instead of invest the money to others products that there is no result in the end. So maybe it's good to give to some children the computer in order to
raise. Okay, very good point. And nothing to add. Okay. All right. Any final point?
Final point is okay. I don't know if I can change the system, but I would like to say a little to you, the American Jews, and the donors who give money for this community. I believe you have a very good intention toward this community. But I think you have to check where the monies, your contributions, reached, and make clear if your money arrived in its destination.
Okay.
I want to say that we are talking our problem so complicated that we can explain in one side because they have an other side and it's complicated. I think that yes, we are talking about that, but I think that they have a lot of things and a lot of problems that we are not talking about. So I think that it is very complicated.
Okay.
עד היום אנשים היו מחליטים בשבילנו, והגיע הזמן שאנחנו נחליט
I'm going to finish my first degree, and she said, until now, the others made decision for me, but now I'm going to make decision for myself and for my community, and that's what I'm going to do with my community.
Okay, here's my method. אני לא יודע, אני גם מדבר, אני לא... לא, קודם כל לא הכל שחור, גם המדינה היא נותנת, אבל לא מספיק, קודם כל.
He said, not everything is black, you know. He said, there is also good things, and we know also the government invest to this community, but it's not enough.
הממסד לא ידע איך לעשות, ובעצם מה שהוא עשה, הוא לקח אנשים שלנו והשתמש בהם לצורך שלו.
The establishment, they didn't know how to help our community. Therefore, they took some guys from our community, and these guys become institutionalized in this system.
אנחנו אני לא בא להשמיע את הממסד, אלא אני בא ואני אומר, הגיע הזמן, אני הגעתי למה שהגעתי לכם, כרגע אני אופטימי, יחד עם הארגון הזה שאנחנו מקבלים, ארגון סטודנט שהוא לא צודק בגלל.
Okay, he said, no, I'm not going to blame the system or other persons. But he said, now we educated and we are doing what we are doing, and he think he is so optimistic, and he said that the organization which set up by the students will be involved in our community, and they will do their best to help our community.
Well, it is late, so we'll say Laila Tov. And I thank you all for staying up late on a school night to talk to us. And I'm sure, I don't think I can get everybody in here. We need to scoot it together a little bit. I'm sure there will be many people from Minnesota and other parts of North America that will want to meet with you. So with your permission, I'd like to share a copy of this videotape with the leadership in the Jewish community throughout North America, and let them hear from your own words and let them draw their own conclusions, and perhaps they'll be motivated to step forward and help. So with your permission, I will do that, and we'll say Shalom Litro.
Shalom Litro.
So, Madi, why don't you introduce your two friends here?
Okay. Let's go.
And why don't you give their names and where they came from? This is fine. This is fine. Let's go.
They can put.
Here, you can see it's good.
They will be more bright.
Okay. Yoter or
Tagaw. He's Mr. Tagaw. He's a weaver.
okay, he's a weaver.
The weaver.
And say again his last name, family
His
name.
name is Tagaw. Brahano.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, a lot of noise outside. Hello, Naimod.
Naimod.
Please introduce yourself.
My name is Matthew, guys. I'm a friend of Mr. Tagaw.
Okay.
Brahano. He's a weaver. One of the very famous weaver in Afula.
Okay. What part of Ethiopia did he come from?
He came from Gondar area.
And how long has he been in Israel?
He arrived in 1948 in approaching Moses.
Oh, 84.
84.
Okay.
In 84.
And he makes the talitot.
He makes talitot.
And does he also make the kippot?
Kippot. Who is making kippot? Kippot name Kippot. Yeah, he is Isaac.
Okay.
Abraham is also.
Abraham, you are, do you make the kippot?
You make the keyboard,
Sculptor?
Yes, he's doing all this handcraft.
Can you stand by your sculptures
Yes.
for a minute? Please. Then we'll come back. So you've done all these?
Yes, he painted all these things.
And who's the craft?
He makes with others Ethiopian immigrants.
Okay, and they're for sale?
Yes, they service. They're teaching also.
Okay.
They're teaching the kids.
It's Abraham?
Abraham.
And when did you come to Israel?
In 1982. 2 years before the operation Moses.
How did you get here? Did you come through the Sudan?
The Sudan. He came through Sudan.
Did he know Bill Halpern?
Bill Halpern bahasa something for Sudan cara keberukan. Sentacuan apa? Sentan apa? Nah, berukan. They have the working with Baruch.
Oh, okay. It's very nice. Very tov mod.
Yang turun nama.
እኛ ብዙ ነገር እንትን አንተረኛ መሳሪያ እየታጀጠ እንሰራቸዋለን። አሁን የገንዘብ ጥረት ስላለን ነገሩ በቃ ለገበያ ላይ ለማውጣት ቻለን።
They have other immigrants. They can do more things. Ethiopian handcrafts.
Okay.
But because they have not the money, they have another machines to make jewelry. You say? Like this.
Oh, okay. They can make jewelry?
Yes, they can make. They have the machine.
How much do they need for the machine?
It's about $2,000.
Dollars?
Dollars, yes.
For $2,000 they can make jewelry?
Yes, they have the machine, the people who are qualified. You want to
Yeah,
show us the
please.
machine?
Oh, okay.
They have everything. They need the machine to buy here,
Okay.
then they can do everything.
Okay. All right, well, let's see if we can help.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, and now we'll... And this is how we made the talit that I just purchased.
No problem.
You have to have an assistant.
Yeah.
Okay.
ልጆችንም ደግሞ እናስተምራለን።
Oh, something like that. They are teaching also kids
Okay.
in after school.
And is this exactly the way it was done in Ethiopia?
Yes, exactly. Same. Yeah, not a plastic chair, but
Yeah, okay.
good.
Very nice. Okay.
You want the latter? You know what this is? It's
Yes,
a ventilator.
Yeah. We say a fan.
Fan, yeah. Mantengo, okay. Gimana turun?
Okay, this is the Central Information Center of Ethiopian Jews, and this organization deals with Ethiopian kids, and their goal is to attend those children who drop out of boarding school or school, and the kids who wandering here around the bus station came here and get help from this center.
And you say Thursdays there's a large crowd here?
Yeah.
Because the students are coming from boarding school?
From boarding school,
Yeah.
and the children who have to go visit their family,
Yeah.
they go through this bus station.
Okay.
And many kids, they stay here in order to spend their time with videos, with disco center here in the area of Tel Aviv. And this organization helps these children who came here and sleep here in the bus station, and try to help them to go back to their family and to their schools.
And does this organization need more funding for programs?
To my opinion, yes, but you should ask the...
Okay. Please. Yeah, tell us who you are and what you're studying.
From Angola, Ethiopia.
Okay.